Why do you think a man who makes $10,000 a month in the United States will be willing to take that $10,000 a month and invest it in a woman that is in a different country that he's not going to have access to on a day-to-day basis? What is it that you think you're going to do for him or make him feel that would allow him to say, this is a good investment, this is something I should pursue? Why do you think a man who makes $10,000 a month in the United States will be willing to take that $10,000 a month and invest it in a woman that is in a different country that he's not going to have access to on a day-to-day basis? What is it that you think you're going to do for him or make him feel that would allow him to say, this is a good investment, this is something I should pursue?
What should I do for him?
Mm-hmm.
I can cook, I can clean, I can do everything for him, I think. Just give me some money for shopping, that's it.
But the issue is, how are you going to cook and clean if you're in Thailand and he's in the US? Does he have to come to the US to experience, or him come to Thailand to experience that cooking and cleaning?
If he want to meet me, he should pay for my flight, for everything for me, and yeah, I can fly. I like to travel too, or he's come to Thailand. That's
Okay.
it. Easy.
That makes sense. So I like how your thought process is, which is fair. But my only concern here is what you're asking for is you're asking for someone to do everything, and I'm still waiting for you to tell me what you would do for that person. So, meaning if I said, hey, like I asked, I said, okay, if he's not around you, he's not close to you, how is he going to be able to get you cooking and cleaning for him? You said, well, he can fly to Thailand or he can pay for your flight. So there goes again something he has to do without you telling me what you can do for him, right? Again,
what I can do for him.
What would be the return on his investment? Why would he even make any effort to want to fly you to him or want to be in a relationship with you? When I said there's 10% of those guys, right? Those guys have the ability to get women here. So why does he have to go through that much trouble? What is it that you're going to do for him to make him feel that it's worth his time or his investment?
Yeah, just I think I can do less drama, and to be honest, I think I'm not a drama queen, or just be honest to each other. And yeah, I promise I will make him more happy with me when he see me or something like that.
Okay, that's fair. So, and thanks for answering that.
I'm a very funny person too.
I'm sorry, you said you're what now?
And I am very funny person too.
Friendly,
yeah.
Okay. Well, like I said, thanks for answering that, because the reason I kept asking this question or kept going back to it, right, is because what I want to make people understand is it's okay to ask for what you want. There's nothing wrong with it, right? If you want something, there's nothing wrong with saying, I want this, so I'm going to ask for it, and this is what I feel like I deserve. But in the same breath, when you want something, you ask for something, you also have to be able to look at yourself from a very honest perspective and say, this is what I'm putting out to be able to get what I'm going to, what I want. For example, like I mentioned about the king and the kingdom, a man can't call himself a king if you don't have a kingdom to be considered a king over, right? The same way, a woman can't expect to be treated like a princess if she doesn't have royalty or something that she is going to be able to do that is called equivalent to that royalty. So that's why I asked those questions, and I appreciate you answering those questions. So now I guess the big thing I'll ask is, what would you say is a good thing or a negative thing about yourself? Like, or maybe we should start this way. What would you first say would be a good thing about you as a girlfriend?
Good thing about me, I think I like to make plan, and I'm not like whatever girl, I like to make plan, and that makes me more smart. So every day I make plan for myself and stick with my plan. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, good thing for me. And I am not drama queen. Yeah, just uh
Okay.
because many Thai girls they like to be like a drama, and I think it's not for me, drama
Mm,
queen.
okay.
And
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So now, since you talked about
yeah,
how a lot of Thai women like to be drama queens and they do the drama
yeah,
stuff, what would you say is a bad thing about you?
bad thing about me,
Mm-hmm.
bad thing. Or let me think. Maybe I I have problem before I dating with some Australia guy, and I like to sleep really late and wake up really late also. And he don't like because he want me to wake up early for go work out with him, blah blah blah. And I cannot wake up early.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
for me.
Okay. So you would say a bad thing about you is the fact that you don't wake up early.
Yes, I am a night girl, I think.
Okay, so you're a night person. Okay, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but that could be to some people, right? I understand.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: if so, say you meet a person, right, and you fall in love,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want out of that relationship? Do you want to eventually get married? Do you want to eventually have a family? What is it that you want out of that
Mm.
relationship?
Uh, for me now, I'm still young. I still not want to get married. Maybe I not think about it yet, but maybe in the future. In the
Okay.
future, if I find some nice guy, and yeah, maybe in the future.
Okay. Okay. So when do you think the future will be? How long are we think? How long would you say if you were to say in the future, right? Because the future could be tomorrow.
Hmm.
The future could be next year, right? So
Yeah,
how
but
long would you get into a relationship? Because you mentioned something, and I'm going back to the our conversation where you said six. You said age doesn't matter, right? So imagine
hmm
this, and follow me here for a second. You meet a guy, he's in his 40s,
hmm
50s, and I presume are you okay if he's gay, or do you want him to also be straight? Does he have to be gay, or does he have to be straight?
for me, I think need to be straight.
Needs to
Yeah,
be straight. Is there a reason why
need to
that
be
he needs
straight
to be straight?
because I don't want him to look girly more than me.
Okay, okay, makes sense. That's fair. I just didn't know, right? So okay, so he
Yeah.
needs to be straight. So you meet a guy who's
hmm
straight. He's of course comfortable and okay with dating a woman who is trans. And in the
hmm
process of the relationship, he's in his 40s and 50s, and he's ready to settle
Very
down.
good. Okay.
Is there a problem? I mean, I said 40s and 50s, and I noticed your demeanor.
No,
Is
no, no.
that okay?
It's not a problem.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Okay. That's okay.
Okay, so if he's in his 40s and 50s and he wants to, he's ready to settle down, and you like you mentioned, you're
Mhm.
21, so you're not ready to settle down. How do you feel that's going to affect the relationship, or do you now think maybe it might make more sense for you to go back and look at yourself and say, I probably don't want to date somebody that is younger or older than this age because I'm not ready to settle down? Does that make sense?
Yeah, doesn't make sense. But for me, I think if he really love me and I really love him, maybe I should get married. But in Thailand now, we cannot get married like same because I cannot change my I still Mister.
Okay, okay, okay. Oh wow, I didn't know
Yeah,
that. So in Thailand, so Thailand's laws don't allow you
yeah,
to get married,
not
right?
around yet.
Okay, but in the
Hmm.
U.S. you can. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah,
Okay, so if the person was in the United States, then that should not be a problem for you guys. So
yeah,
would you now be comfortable then getting married? Because I mean, you mentioned you're still young, like you said. It sounds to me like you still want to be able to enjoy yourself and live your life, right? Is that fair?
hmm yeah. I just want to find someone who like click. You know,
Okay.
if in the future maybe I get married.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, again, I only talk about that marriage thing and ask that question a few times because what I notice happens in relationships are people don't define what they want, right? So you
Yeah,
can't
I
go into a
understand.
relationship saying it's like you got if you get a job tomorrow, do you get a job
Mm-hmm.
with the hope that you're just going to wake up every morning and go to work? Or do you get a job with the hope that one day you should be the manager or be the boss or probably run the company or start your own company? You have to have defined goals and defined reasons as to why you do certain things
Mm-hmm.
because then if not then it's a waste of your time and quite frankly a waste of whoever's time that you're involved with. So that's why one thing people have to understand, and it's something you can start as a young lady at 21 years old, is to start to remember that whatever you get involved in, you have to have a reason why you're getting into it. So if you're going to get into a relationship, are you going to get into
Mm-hmm.
get married or are you just going to get into have fun? And if you're going to get into have fun, well, are you going to have fun to what age? And if you're
Mm-hmm.
not in a situation where if you keep saying you're looking for someone to take care of you, again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but if you're looking for someone to take care of you, that means you haven't really done a lot for yourself to be able to take care of yourself. And then when you get to an age where they're younger, more attractive women that you now have to compete with, how are you going to be able to allow yourself to find that person who's going to take care of you? Or now do you now go
Mm-hmm.
back to the drawing board and say, I have to now find a way to take care of myself. I have to now go get a job. I have to go do all these
Mm-hmm.
things I don't want to do because I didn't make the decision early to define what I wanted. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So I would just again, this again is just my opinion. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
don't take it for law, but I would if I were you in my next relationship or as people reach out to you, Pony Bunny, right? I'm gonna ask for
Mm-hmm.
your IG next. And as people reach out to you and people show any interest in you, I strongly would suggest that you go in with a mindset that this is what you want. If not, you would become a person where people just use for what they want, and when they're tired, they'll move on. And I find a lot of
Yeah, I
women are in
understand.
that position, right? It's like we said early in the conversation, people are like, oh, you see guys on the street, and they're instead of them having a relationship conversation with you, they're asking how much or stuff like that. They do that because that's the vibe and that's what we give when you don't show I'm serious and this is what I want for myself. And I'm not willing to take anything less than that because this is what I know that I want. You can't give mixed messages. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
So I want to say thank you. Um, thank you for being on the show. Really, I mean, thank you for
Yeah.
doing this. I want to also ask that let's get your IG. I'm gonna have your IG on the screen here in a second,
Okay.
and I want people to reach out to you. I want audience to people who are interested. Please reach out to Pony Bunny at Pony Bunny X. She is a
Yes.
wonderful person. She's looking for love. And what's beautiful about this is that what I think that I was able to help her understand today is she's now sees that when you get into a relationship or you get into something, you have to have a defined reason why you do it. You can't just go in with the
Mm-hmm.
mindset of let's just see what happens. And when you do that, then you turn into something that people just use and dump when they're tired. And if you don't want to be a pump and dump or something that people just use, then you have to have a lot more to be able to bring to the table in order for you to be able to get those things. So, Bunny Bunny, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being
Thank you
on the
so
show.
much, guys.
I appreciate you, and I'm excited to hear about how things happen. And then again, if and when we do get a chance to reconnect, if you get a chance to come back on the show, I want to hear about
Sure.
what your experiences were. So thanks again. Okay.
Okay, thank you. See you guys.
So folks, again, this is a good one. I want to kind of just put in here what I call a dose of reality, right? So a dose of reality is where I get to explain to you guys something that becomes a trend. I don't know if a lot of you folks heard this earlier in this, in the show. I asked Pony Bunny about what she wanted, and she talked about how she is a princess and she wanted to be treated like a princess. A lot of you guys have this situation in your life where you guys are treating women like princesses or treating women like queens. Remember, there is not a fine line. There's a very big divide between what a queen is and what a clown is. People that paint their faces and perform in public are considered clowns. A person who paints her face and performs in public, either be it twerking or be it showing her body and acting like she doesn't have any sense, is not a queen. That person is a clown. So what I'm trying to say is, fellas, you guys are the reason why a lot of these clowns think they're queens, or a lot of these women think they're princesses because of how you treat them or because of what you think they should get based on what they look like. So what I'm going to say is this. Dose of Reality says if you guys continue to treat them like queens or like princesses, they will continue to treat you like peasants or like slaves. Again, remember what I just said. If you continue to treat these women like queens or like princesses, they'll continue to treat you like peasants or slaves. A lot of you guys go on OnlyFans and put your card information, pay for OnlyFans. A lot of you guys pay for these things and give these women money, and they don't do anything for you. All you do is still smash your own damn hands. So unfortunately, until you guys get it through your head that this stuff is real, that you treating women like their royalty makes you a peasant, then you would learn to remember to be able to value yourself first. And you don't treat women like queens unless they have the qualifications to be a queen or to be a princess. So if I appreciate you guys being able to watch this. I hope you guys got something out of this. Subscribe to our YouTube channel here at NoMoney NoHoney. Hit that like button. Follow us on Facebook at NoMoney NoHoney Dating and on IG at NoMoney NoHoney _dating. Till next time, folks. Peace.